Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with this week's vlog, as today is Autism Awareness Day, World Autism Day, whatever you want to feel the need to call it. Whatever you believe is what you believe, and we are open to anything here today. Well, today is, in this video, is vlog number 180. And as such, vlog 180 is going to be where I tell my story up to this point. Vlog 180 means is significant in number because it tells it's not only the 180th vlog I have done on my YouTube, but it's also the vlog of where I will be telling my story and showing that I've done a complete 180. So we're going to go ahead and get started and tell my story today. I want to say that I was inspired to tell my story through various venues and places, but I figured we'd share it here today on my YouTube. So today I want to welcome everybody, and I'm now in my 30s, as always, but it took me a long way to get to where I am today. As an infant and toddler, I had the typical signs of autism, and that included repetitive behavior, nonverbal for a time, and I didn't receive a diagnosis because I grew out of those symptoms. I entered elementary school and did okay in kindergarten. I was kind of passed through, but entered first grade and it was a disastrous storm that approached. I was put on Ritalin and was given a current diagnosis of the time that everybody was given was ADHD. Meanwhile, I had a host of problems until the third grade and was put in an emotional support classroom in another school in my district. And where the most of the time I did well, but I still struggled at times, and which point, I was involved with many professionals who finally landed me at a provider that I am still at today, although I'm not in the same service because obviously I'm an adult, but I still utilize that provider today. Back then, I received many in-home services, which I first met one of the professionals. They automatically knew that had autism, or at the time was Asperger's. Ironically, I ran away from my house on the first visit, and she went chasing after me to get me back. The first week after our session, she made 16 calls on my behalf, one of those being to the University of Pittsburgh, where I was enrolled in a research study. At that meeting, it was determined within a matter of minutes that I had Asperger's syndrome. As I continued with the study, I was also in junior high, which was a very poor mix, and with puberty, as is with many people on the spectrum, uh, I would be suspended for a host of times while my 2 years there, and I would spend my summer up, including my 15th birthday, in and out of psychiatric hospitals. My last hospitalization, my parents wanted me to have a long-term placement before returning back to their home. I spent 9 months in a residential treatment facility that my mother and a special professional fought tooth and nail to have me placed in. The local county office wanted me placed on the eastern seaboard or across the state, but my mother didn't let down her fight. Through this endeavor, I had the opportunity to attend a different high school due to it being in a different school district. With those skills of the residential facility, I thrived there. But on the dark side, my parents had serious concerns about me returning to their house, as if it would be a safe environment for me and them as well, and my sister too. My mom even spent some time away from my dad for a bit, but they reconciled and have continually been married for 40 years. I returned back home and finished the school term in the other district. Returning back to my home school district, I would enter what would be the senior high school and would become, because the other district, it was in the year before, did not have emotional support. I was enrolled in learning support there and would be to do the same in my home high school. Well, my sophomore year had some bumps and I had extra accommodations. I no longer had most of those accommodations in my junior or senior year. In fact, I had many electives in the business, home economics, and industrial arts departments. My junior year, I was asked to be by one of my learning support teachers to be a statistician on the swim team that she was a coach of. I loved my extra hours after school, and she made everyone a part of her team. My senior year, I spent a host of work experiences, including a grocery store and a community ministry in our town. Obviously, I graduated high school and I did well. Before high school was over, my mother was introduced through her work of a clubhouse model day program that I am still at today. However, during my high school years, I toured a post-secondary vocational training facility about an hour and a half from my home that specializes in individuals with disabilities. While wanting to attend a school, I attended the clubhouse where I obtained another job through their program for a few months before being accepted at the vocational training school. At the vocational training school, I picked up on social skills while learning many of the skills that I use in my work and on my blog today. I met many of the people that and mentored the course for a year. While being there, I learning to ride public transportation and intercity passenger rail, while residing in the dormitories before graduating the next spring with honors. Still not having a driver's license and not having a job, I landed back at the clubhouse for a few more years, in and out of the same job placement I had prior to going to vocational training. However, something changed. A change in leadership at the clubhouse facility opened more doors for me. As such, I got to attend more networking events and be trained in the model. However, the journey was only in its new stage of rebirth. As a clubhouse program director was going to seek placements in the community, he landed at what is my current employer. He met who is my supervisor, a distant aunt of mine, and the CEO. They had not known that I was there. They had known me through other projects I had spoken at, and they were adamant to have me come aboard. A year had passed, and the job had become solely mine with the clubhouse assistants. Later that year, I attended a conference where I heard about a young man who had a journey similar to mine, and he was attending college at the facility at the college we were having the conference at. I knew that that had to be a goal for me, as I wanted to go down his path in a similar fashion. I began attending that community college part-time for the next 3 years and graduated at the top of my major and a member of the honor society there for those community levels of community colleges. That same year, I was asked by my county mental health to facilitate the mental health stakeholder meetings being held at our agency. Also, at that time, they were transitioning for this and other advocacy groups in the county from being county-led to peer-led. Um, this an integral movement that I had got to and continued to be a player in the county I reside. In the last few years, I have been living independently, although I had a setback a few years ago and had to live with my parents for a few months. However, I'm going to say I'm back on my feet and the journey is not over yet. I also obtained my driver's license and continue to shine in the community. This is my story. So I want to thank you for listening to that today. Please be aware this shirt today I'm wearing is from a police department in New York. It is the Johnson City Police Department in New York, and it is for autism awareness. Autism Acceptance Month is my background. Please note that it is last year, but I think the background is fitting, and we will be using it this month. I want to thank you again for listening today. Be sure to follow, like, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dustin's Dynasty. If you haven't liked this video, please like this video. If you subscribe to my channel, if you haven't, visit me on the web at dustinsdynastyusa.com. Follow me on Pinterest and TikTok at Dustin's Dynasty USA. Dustin's Dynasty ASD, I'm sorry. Be sure to, this vlog will be transformed into a podcast at Dustin's Dynasty ASD, and it'll be available on Spotify and many other platforms. Again, I want to thank you for listening and have a good day.